Well, the transfer window's just opened. We've already signed one, so we're doing all right. We've let one lad go out on loan, or he's about to, and we're about to play probably the biggest game of the season so far. Let's get into it. Okay, everybody, welcome back to In the Dugout FM. This is Millers, and we are on our journey to Sunday League. No, to the Champions League from Sunday League. It would be a bit weird if we were going to Sunday League from Champions League, wouldn't it? Although I reckon I could achieve that quite easily. We have got absolutely no money to spend whatsoever, but thankfully, before the board decided to take all of my money off me, we have managed to bring in Boris. We've signed Boris. So he came up on one of our scouting reports. We are going to send him on an intensive language course. We need to do that. And that's not a problem. We'll do that. We'll do that now, in fact, while I remember. But he is an absolute up-and-coming beast, to be perfectly honest. So he's going to be an attacking midfielder for us. He's going to act as cover in the first instance. But he's got the opportunity to develop a fair bit for us. He's only a baby at 21. So 26 caps for Serbia already, doing absolute bits, loves a free kick. And I've brought him in knowing full well that we've got a lot of players that are wanted in our squad right now. And there's potentially going to be quite a bit of movement, particularly when you think about the fact that we've got absolutely no money. I don't know how we're projected to get all of this money. I really don't. I don't know how we're going to pass FFP, to be perfectly honest, but we are where we are. We've got players wanted left, right and centre, and a few of the players are already starting to get a little bit shook up. So Scarigli has just had an offer turned down to go to Barcelona. He's wanted by 14 clubs. Granted, some of them are on loan. Some of them are ridiculous in the Championship, like Leicester need to just know their role a little bit. But he's wanted all over the shop. I've put a whopping price tag on him of 80 million. But he wants to go to Saudi Arabia. Fine. If someone's willing to pay 80 million, I'm willing to take it. But I don't really want to do that. Tarul is wanted by Chelsea, who we are going to play today. And I understand why. He's been a beast, an absolute beast. But again, the money is high. I'm not going to sell him, though, if I can do anything to avoid it. Although he is encouraging his agents to talk to them, which is annoying. Dejan wants to go out to Saudi Arabia. All right. I don't really want to sell him for what it's worth. And then, who was the other one? Oh, yeah, Van Duijven. He's wanted all over the place. I'll happily sell him, although he did bag a brace in the last game. And then Ferreira, who's been playing quite well. Olympique Marseille have come in and said, oh, I quite fancy him. So now he fancies a move out there. So we've got the potential to be losing quite a few players in the window, and I don't want to lose, really, if I'm honest, any of them bar Van Duijven. I'd take selling him. But other than that, I don't really want to let anybody else go. I haven't seen that before either. Porto or Malval, superb. Well, he's not going anywhere either. Okore's won African Young Player of the Year, which is great for him. He's going to be an absolute monster at some point. He's just not quite ready for it yet, and I think he'll play best in a 2 rather than in a 1, given he's only 5'7". So I've agreed with Anderlecht a deal. They're going to pay all of his wages, and hopefully he's going to go out and get 6 months of first team football. So that's in the offing. Today, we are going to take on Chelsea after what's been a very, very decent run of form since we lost in that quarter-final. We to be fair, we gave Palace a bit of a hiding, but we couldn't really score to the level of the chances that we created. They got one back, and it made it a little bit of a nervy last 15, but we did get the result, which was good. West Ham took the lead, but then we pulled that back to get the win, which was ideal. You'll notice that we've been rotating our fullbacks out because they're absolutely shattered. We then went to Coventry and got some revenge, 2-0. We gave them a battering, to be fair. They had nothing about them at all. and then we played Brighton at home. We were 2-1 at half time. We were 1-1 at half time, but then second half they got told, they went out and they did a job. I made a selection error, thinking I was putting in Amarilla to the first team. I put Amoroto out in midfield. He actually had a great game, so I stumbled upon that really. Don't get me wrong, I won't be repeating it anytime soon, but he had a great game, so that was nice. And Van de Weeven pops up, comes off the bench and gets his brace. So it puts us in a reasonable place. We've got a game in hand over Chelsea, and if we win our game in hand, actually we move to 41, which puts us in the sacred Champions League spots. I'm still terrified about the transfer window, and we also know that Chelsea are doing fantastically well. They're sat up there in fourth. They're not there by accident, are they? Interesting that Kielty's not really played, but when he has played, he's scored. Now, I couldn't get him to score for me for love the money, but he has been scoring. It wouldn't surprise me if they rolled him out for them today to play us, because it's what I would do. You're playing against your former team, you're going to be banged up for it, aren't you? So we'll see how that goes. The board like me now because we're doing reasonably well. The fans really like me, which is really nice. It's all turned around a little bit. The managerial support still isn't massive because we've got a few promises that are out there that I've done to try and keep everyone happy, to be honest. But other than that, I think we're doing quite well. Let's now make that change to make sure that's correct. This is how we lined up last time out against Brighton, and I don't think I'm going to change it because we got a 4-1 win. So Coyote, Van der Ven has worked his way back into the team because Cooper needs a rest. Malval and Gertz. Rig, Scariglier across the midfield with Montel as that attacking playmaker sat behind Terrell. Amarilla and Kulusevski wide left. So that's what we're going to start with. We know we've got Zalewski, who's been playing in here for me and doing really, really well. Amoroto, I've got no problem bringing him on anywhere down this left-hand side, it turns out. And Van de Weeven's just off the back of scoring a brace. So I'm quite happy. We know we've got Boris. I'm not going to throw him in right now. Alif's out for 7 days. He's got a virus. So that's why Kulusevski starts. But that helps me with one of my promises as well. So we're going to go balanced. Let's all just calm down. I nearly went positive then. Let's all calm down. We'll go balanced. We'll see what we can try and get out of the first half. If we're still in this game, which sounds negative, but if we're still in this game or ahead, then actually we're in a good place and we can maybe kick on. I'm looking to try and dominate the midfield with what we've got out there today. So let's hope we can do that. You haven't got a first name, V. Is it just V? No one thinks about the weather, V. Bear with me. The dog going by me. So some tradesmen pulling up outside. How dare they? Do I think the first goal will be crucial? It's always important to score goals, V. He's being rested. Don't worry about Nicky. He's just tired, the boy. He wanted Christmas off, in reality. So he couldn't get Christmas, so he's taken New Year. Right. Stamford Bridge. Massive, massive game. Winner goes fourth. Chelsea are already fourth. But if we can try and get something here, it will be absolutely massive. What did I tell you about Kielty starting? No surprise there. They're going short again on this corner. Moreira boxed. Marmalade comes and takes that. I've triggered Marmalade's 1-year extension. So that will help us for sure because we need him in and around the place. Montel with the ball. How have we missed that? Was it blocked? Crumbs, Amarilla, corner. What can we do here? Can we find a Spurs head? No. Out to Kulusevski. Amarilla's got it back. He was offside. That does my nutting. Is it that difficult to work your way back from that corner to be in an onside position when you're looking right the way across the pitch? The answer to that question, which was of course rhetorical, is no. Rig into Montel's feet. Can you get a shot off? You can, but it's not good enough. You can, but it's not good enough. But he has got that in the locker. We know he does. He's done that a few times now, which is great. But today, he just couldn't find the target. 4 shots, none on target, 45% possession. Not the worst, but we want more, don't we? So, free kick though, back post. Terrell, again, nearly capitalises on his height. The XG for that must have been massive. Kulusevski loses the ball to Sterling. Kielty, break him. He's gone for a shot. It's trickled wide. I didn't mean break him. I did a little bit. He's done nothing for me, and he's performed quite well for Chelsea, which is proper annoying. Half time, 0-0. I did say I wanted to be in it at half time. We've done reasonably well. I'm going to try and keep it positive. I am going to move it to positive with a view of trying to push this forward. I will, later in the game, if it's still 0-0, I will look to move Montiel up and bring Van de Ven in for him to play up there. Because actually, I think if we've got a second forward on there, we could cause them problems. The challenge is their shape versus our shape. They've got those two holding midfielders as a DM and a Volante, and they've got 4 up, basically. So if we lose a player in the centre of the park, we could get overloaded. Let's see. They've got a throw in deep in our half. 62 minutes gone. Thuram's on the ball. Played inside for crumbs. It would be just in the Football Manager gods for him to score. Coyote's knackered, so we're going to bring Zalewski on as well. 70 minutes. Let's make those changes we talked about. Zalewski's going to come on. He loves to get forward up there too, so that's not a problem. And he can play with both feet, essentially, so delighted to have him in the locker. Kulusevski's out there. He's doing all right. Amarilla's doing all right, but not tremendous. We're going to do it. I drop him back in here because actually he can do a little bit of both. And then we'll put Ferreira on as well. And we'll really go for this now and see if we can get the 3 points out of it rather than just 1. And I say 1 like I've got it already locked up. I haven't. I'm aware of that. But we've got the opportunities to go after this as Chelsea try and play short straight from the off. They've managed to get themselves out by the looks of things. Keelty slips Craig, who plays it through. Oh, they should have scored there. They absolutely should have scored there. We got away with 1. We're going long for reasons unbeknownst to me because that is not in the tactics playbook at all. So we've gone long and essentially give it Chelsea back. Oh, I mean, that didn't look physically possible, but nonetheless he's done it. Moreno needs to come on for Riggy. We'll do that. Van de Ven with a corner. Swung, looking for Terul. But Malval has got in front of him and nodded one in. They're both big, big lads, as you can see. And that is an absolute godsend. An absolute godsend. I did say do it, Chrissy. Let's sort that for me, please, Powley lad. Absolutely delightful. They looked unmarked, to be fair. And we'll take that, possibly against the run of play. XG suggests we deserve it, and it is 50-50 possession, but Chelsea have had a couple of chances where you think, we've run it close, 94 minutes and that's it done. Hands go aloft at Stamford Bridge, and we take the derby. It is a derby. Say what you want, it is a derby. Outstretched arms, nobody gave us a chance, absolutely superb. And that, I believe, moves us into the Champions League phases of the league. Today was brilliant. Absolutely right, it was. What I feel is important. No, I thought we did well. Absolutely, yeah. How pleased are you to beat your bitter rivals? It's one for the fans. Where's that one? There you go. All for the fans. And that, sweet Moses, that moves us to second. We are a whole 10 points behind Arsenal, but that is absolutely massive because we've still got a game in hand on United and 2 on City with 2 on Arsenal. So actually, if we were to win our games in hand, we'd be 4 points behind top of the league, which is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. What a tremendous result for us on New Year's Day. I'll pay that today if you want for that goal. No problem at all. Absolutely fantastic. Right, so when are we going to come back? I think what we do is we come back as the transfer window closes. That would make sense to me. So really quite a busy month in January. We'll come back for the Southampton game at home. We will have finished off the Europa League games. We'll have got through, well, I say we'll have got through. We'll have gone and played in the FA Cup third round and see how we do. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Premier League games, 2 home, 2 away. United's a massive game, and we're playing Arsenal. I forget everything I've said. We'll come back for that game. Okay, we'll come back for the Arsenal game and then we'll come back for the Southampton game. That's absolutely what we need to see. They are top of the league. We're currently second. It's a huge game. Let's do it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Do feel free to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and thank you very, very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.